Welcome to Agri Bio Expert. I am Dr. Rajnikant, a professional for agriculture, organic and sustainable farming, evaluation of biopesticides in India for agriculture use. The history of biopesticides in India reflects the country's transition from traditional indigenous pest management practices to a scientifically validated, commercially viable, and policy driven biological crop protection industry. This evaluation has been shaped by advances in agriculture research, increasing concern over pesticide residues, resistance management, environmental sustainability, and the growing demand for export quality agricultural produce. India's biopesticide sector has progressed through seven distinct phases. One is traditional knowledge, second, scientific validation, third, institutional development, fourth, commercialization, fifth, market expansion, sixth, industry consolidation, and seven, modern biological innovation. So these are the factors as actually the biological inputs evaluated progressed in India. So this progression mirrors the broader shift in Indian agriculture from input intensive farming towards sustainability, environmental stewardship, and global market compliance. Today, biopesticides are no longer viewed merely as alternative to chemical pesticides, but as an internal component as of integrated pest management, residue free farming, climate resilient agriculture, and regenerative production systems. With continued policy support, advances in biotechnology, and increasing farmer awareness, India is well positioned to become a global leader in the development, manufacture, and export of biological crop protection products. So the biopesticides started in India in early 1970s. So the traditional practices are relayed by farmers in India. So before the introduction of these synthetic pesticides on large scale in India, so farmers usually relied on locally available natural resources for pest management. Although these practices were not scientifically categorized as biopesticides, they represented sustainable ecological approaches based on centuries of agricultural knowledge. So, the extensive use of neem leaves, neem kernel extract, and tobacco decoctions, farmyard manure, botanical extracts, these are different naturally available products farmers used during early 1970s. So pest management was preventive rather than curative. So farmers and farming system maintained these natural predators populations and biodiversity during early 1970s. So during this period, it is established the foundation for botanical pesticide development and demonstrated that naturally occurring compounds could effectively manage insect pests. So these are the factors are inspired later in scientific research on plant-derived bioactive molecules, particularly neem. During 1980s, the institutional development and the technology validation is progressed, and India moved beyond laboratory research towards organized biological control programs. Government institutions played a leading role in technology development and demonstrations. So during 1980s, the launch of national biological control programs in 1985 by ICR initiated development of mass multiplication techniques for beneficial microorganisms and commercialization scale production like Helicobacter NPV and Spodoptera NPV and Trichoderma species is began. So scientific isolation and characterization of azadirachtin as NEEM's principal insecticidal compound has taken place. So this development of quality production protocols of microbial agents also initiated by industry and the impact on first organized production units for microbial biopesticides taken place during 1980s and demonstrated field efficacy through large-scale demonstrations and built confidence among extension programs, and this leads to the farmers to get the validated information through progression of this. During 1990s, the commercialization and regulatory system has means it is started from by ICR. So in 90s represented the transition from research to commercialization, and regulatory recognition enabled in private industry participation and accelerated market development. The registration of biopesticides under Insecticide Act 1968 is evolved in during this period, and many biopesticides are getting started uh, registration under CABRC. So the Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee established for product evaluation procedures, and early registered products during 1990s like azadirachtin formulations, Bacillus thuringiensis, NPV, Trichoderma species, and Pseudomonas. So this industrial development happened by public research organizations transferred these technologies to private manufacturers. So industry has come up and produced in large scale and multiplied these organisms in large scale, and they started in commercialization. Emergence of India's first dedicated biological crop protection companies. So many industries began and standardized this manufacturing and quality assurance. So this is significantly created and a legal framework for commercialization by the government bodies, and which is encouraged investment in biological product manufacturing. During 2000, there is an expansion through integrated pest management. So IPM programs has come up during 2000 in India. So this witnessed a rapid market expansion as farmers increased recognizing these limitations of chemical pesticides and including resistance development, residue concern, and environmental impact. So this is the made the farmers to adopt these integrated pest management techniques, increasing pesticide resistance among the major insecticide pests. So farmers are started, and the scientific community also started recommending this IPM process. So under IPM process, so we are recommending these biological inputs and along with the synthetic chemicals to reduce the input of chemical pesticides or fungicides and even insecticides, all which is comes under chemical residues. So the major aim of this integrated pest management to reduce the chemical inputs. So we are integrating the biological inputs along with this synthetic to reduce the chemical inputs. So this is also helping Indian farmers during 2000 year. So the growth of certified organic farming also started during this year. So government initiative also taken, and national projects on organic farming started during 2004, and promotion of bio inputs through extension programs are taken in number of universities through extension programs, and which increased even by the government as a financial support for biological inputs. So this is made the market grow, and numerous Indian companies began manufacturing Trichoderma and Pseudomonas fluorescens, Bavaria bassiana, Metarhizium, and Verticillium, and neem-based biopesticides. So, in this regard, the industry's outcome, and India has also emerged as Asia's fastest growing producer of microbial pesticides during 2000 year. During 2010, the industry consolidation and sustainable agriculture also taken into next phases, like a decade of witnessed greater integration of these biopesticides into national sustainability programs, while industry capacity expanded significantly, and policy also supported the promotion under National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture and expansion of organic farming initiatives. The greater emphasis on environmentally safe protection. So these are all made industry to trends in annual market growth approximately more than 5 to 6%, and increased the farmer awareness through demonstration and extension services and expansion of manufacturing facilities across India. Strong export growth of neem bio-based products also started from India, and even scientific advances also improved fermentation technology is taken place, and better formulations and enhanced shelf life also made by industries with the support of the public sectors by from ICR, and development of liquid microbial formulation also taken place and improved the quality control standards. So these given the more impact on biopesticides to become recognized as an essential component of sustainable crop production system.